Hello everyone! Happy Friday. Since I don't know what I'm doing on YouTube, I actually post all these videos the same day that I am filming them. I hope that you all are doing great. The weather where I'm at was pretty good. One of those nice fall days. I wanted to jump in and make a very quick video, much shorter than my last video, which was also my first video. It was brought to my attention that my first video had no money and no budget sheets, but I claimed that this video was important for gaining financial success. And that was pretty weird, right? I have to apologize to you guys. I kind of jumped over some very important things. You see, I learned a very hard lesson in my past, and I forgot that not everyone has learned this lesson yet. Success does not start with stuff or knowledge. Success is dependent on internal processes. So budgeting, this is a budgeting channel, it relies on really simple arithmetic. If that was the key to financial freedom, every person who has graduated elementary school would retire with at least $1 million in their bank account. When we really start on a path to success, that journey begins and ends with an internal transformation. And that's what a lot of these worksheets are doing. They're taking these nebulous internal processes and making them more concrete, forcing us to have these conversations with ourselves. And as I continue to make videos, if I continue to make them, we'll further expand and talk about different tips and things for helping each other out. But the important thing is that you have to conquer yourself first before you can conquer your external obstacles. The stuff and the knowledge is what's going to help you to bypass certain obstacles that can slow you down midway through the journey. However, someone who has set their internal self on the path to success will more often than not end up in an area of success. It just may take them longer without having certain resources and knowledge. So what do I mean by that? Since again, this is a finance budgeting channel, there's a really great book called The Psychology of Money. It's written by Morgan Housel. And there are two quotes from this book that I want to mention. Spending beyond a pretty low level of materialism is mostly a reflection of ego approaching income. A way to spend money to show people that you have or had money. He goes on to say, when you define savings as the gap between your ego and your income, you realize why many people with decent incomes save so little, period. So that's not to say that, the only obstacle that you have between where you are and where you want to be is yourself. We all come with our own obstacles that we face. That's to say that until you have figured out how to internally get yourself on the right path, what's going to happen is you're going to be like a leaf in the wind. You'll have some success, and then you'll have some obstacles, something that goes wrong. We all have something that goes wrong eventually. If your internal self is on the right path, then you'll be able to get over those obstacles. And you'll end up in a pretty good place within a relatively short amount of time. When your internal self is not on the right path, those obstacles take you sometimes from worse than where you began before you even tried to make any progress. And that can just further make it so that it's difficult for you to even want to try. And it becomes very easy to slip into apathy at that point. So I actually have a little side topic that I want to talk to you guys about with savings trackers. But before I get to that, what I want to do is I want to talk about another book. You've seen it in the background in my last video. It is this book right here called Do Hard Things. I was introduced to this book actually through my husband. We're a part of a book club, and so this was selected. One of our club members mentioned that this was probably one of the most influential books that he had ever read. So it's called Do Hard Things: Why We Get Resilience Wrong and the Surprising Science of Real Toughness. There's a quote in this book. Throughout the book, he gives toughness maxims or rules to live by. And so for this one of the toughness maxims is embrace reality. Accurate appraisal of demands plus accurate appraisal of our abilities. And so I mentioned this in my last video multiple times. Rome is not built in a day. And so you really need to make small steps of progress. That's going to, one, allow you to not get burnt out too quickly, but also is going to give you those small wins that will be encouragement for you to stay on the right path. And so I recommend that people buy this book as well. Take a loan out from your local library. Just looking at this maxim when it's broken down. Accurate appraisal of demands and accurate appraisal of our abilities involves setting appropriate goals, set authentic goals, and define judgments and expectations. And so surprisingly, there's no mention of really having the best resources in this book, because we all know someone who has the same resources that we do, or whom sometimes even has less resources. They're in a less good spot. They have less backup than we do. And somehow they're able to do just as well as us, if not better. Luck is always going to be a component as well, but someone who has their internal processes in line to success, they're going to have more opportunities for luck to be on their side than someone who is kind of working against themselves internally. Okay, so now that we've talked about that, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit more about having small wins. So I created this savings tracker that I'm going to use for myself. If you remember from our SMART goals sheet, we mentioned motivation. So what's the thing that's motivating you? The unique part about this savings tracker is that you can use the money for whatever you want. So instead of actually, naming the savings tracker, whatever you're going to use the money for, what we're going to do is we're going to write our motivation here. And so my motivations were, actually I'll use a smaller pen. You can pick just one motivation. I'm going to pick two of mine, and they are faith and creating a path for others to gain success. We all are standing on the shoulders of giants, those who came before us. And so I really want to be someone who can allow other people to know that they can succeed. Now, you can actually save as much as you want using this tracker. You'll decide what you want your total savings to be. Again, Rome wasn't built in a day, and the whole point of this tracker is to get some small wins. So you want to create an amount where you are fairly confident that you'll be able to complete the tracker within 3 to 4 weeks. So you're pretty confident you can do it in 3 weeks, and you think it's reasonable that you may be able to complete the amount in 4 weeks. So for myself, I'm going to say save $100, and there are 5, 10, 15, 20. There are 20 of these. And so that means that each of these, so there are 20 of these, so each of these will be worth $5. So each bag is worth $5. And each row then is going to be worth 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And so the way that I came up with this amount is that $25 for a row, since we said we want to be pretty confident that we can complete all of this in a month, and we may even be able to complete it in 3 weeks. $25 is about how much I might spend going out to eat. So, if my husband and I are going out, even if we grab, fast food nowadays, we're probably going to end up spending $25 to $30. So that means once a week, we're choosing to eat at home instead of eating out at a restaurant. It's really important to not make your first goal something that is too difficult, because you will become discouraged, and you'll start and then you'll stop and then you'll come back to the beginning and start again, and then you'll stop and come back to the beginning. We want to get those quick wins in early so you can see progress on the external part of yourself as you're kind of slowly making headway with the internal part of yourself. So there will be a copy of this savings tracker that you guys can download if you are interested, and it will be in the description. Okay, and to go along with that motivation, you can even decorate your, okay, let's do that again. So I was doxed myself. So with this savings tracker, because it's so important to have your motivation up front and in your face, you can even decorate your savings binder to also represent that thing that is your motivation. I came up with this image. This is a Beyonce Powder Puff girl. Powder Puff because I'm a pediatrician. I love cartoons. I don't know if they allow you to be a pediatrician if you don't like cartoons. And this is a cartoon Beyonce, a friend of mine who really was my inspiration for starting this channel. We were talking about motivation, doing hard things. She's also in our book club, and she was mentioning that, she was kind of working through if she's someone who can do hard things and can stay on a plan. And she mentioned, Beyonce has done so many great things in her life. And then she said, I had done so many great things in my life. And I stopped her and I was like, you just put me in the same sentence as Beyonce. I'm not on that level. But I do eventually want to be somebody's Beyonce, for the little girls and the kids who see me and kind of see my life from the outside. I want to be someone who represents doing the thing that they want to do in their life, accomplishing their goals. And so I thought this was a really cute image, just to remind myself that while I only answer to myself, ultimately, I want to be someone who can help that next generation of successful people realize that they can do it too. So I printed this out. I was really proud of myself. If anyone who's watching this is interested in having something like this, I can also post that. I didn't make this cartoon. I'm not selling anything on this channel, but I felt a little weird just posting it automatically. I think someone from the Cartoon Network came up with this. But again, since I'm not selling it, I can make it available if you guys are interested. I want to thank you all for watching this video. The main takeaway that I want you to have is that in your journey to success, no matter what field or area of your life you want to have success in, the pathway is going to start and end with changing the way that you think internally first. And then all of the other external things, your actions, having knowledge, having the stuff that all comes later. Your success does not rely upon the stuff. And so actually that's why I didn't have nice nails today. I was getting ready to make my nails look a lot prettier, and instead I decided to leave my nails like this because it's not about the stuff. You know, people are going to get knowledge from my videos, whether or not I have pretty nails or not. And I think that was a really good reminder for myself. And it's one of the things that kind of spurred me to make this video now quickly. And then we can kind of go back to the other parts of setting up your budget that I plan to do in the next video. I'll try to make that video also shorter than my first one. 45 minutes is quite a lot of time to ask people to watch my videos, especially when you all don't really know me yet. Again, thank you for watching this video. I hope that you all have a wonderful day.